be starting momentarily. All right, looks like those are going, and let's go ahead and get a live going here where we're going to still do TikTok this time for some reason. And we're gonna write and record an original song. That's the plan anyway. All right, and we're gonna run, so we're going to mute that, have the chat up there. Gotta pull up the YouTube portion here. And once that is pulled up and I've got the chats pulled up, then it's going to be a matter of moving on, and is pulled up and I've got the chats pulled up, then it's going to be a matter of moving on and pop up chat. Is pulled up and I've got the chats pulled up, then it's all right. I think we're about ready. Cool, everything's looking good. All right, so I'm going to need a title first. Random word generator it is. Random word generator shows clay. I do not think anything from the Songfight archive is going to have the word clay. It does not. All right, on to the next. Random word flower. Flower has to be somewhere in the Songfight archive. There is not a single song in the archive of songfight.org that has the word flower in it, and I am shocked. Means. Again, I would think it's there. Really? Nothing with the word means in the Songfight archive. All right. Generating another word, self. Okay. Letter to my teenage self. Okay, I like that actually. I might have to do that. Brace yourself. You believed it yourself. I did. Sometimes it's hard to keep yourself. The only one that has the word self in it by itself is letter to my teenage self, and that is today's title. All right. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start. You know what? Let's start with bass today. I'm gonna write and record a song from scratch. It is day 11 of Jamuary. Write and record a song every single day this month for the 8th year in a row. Yeah, I like tonight's title, Tiston. I agree. I think there's a lot of potential in the title. So we will see where this goes. Got to pull up the recording software and figure out where this goes. But the idea is that it'll probably take me somewhere between 2 to 3 hours to write and record a song. At the very beginning stages of it, haven't even pulled up the DAW yet. But hopefully it will be a good one. Let's find out. I feel like I'm going to probably stick to around the 115 beat per minute range. Maybe. And let's pull up the template. Change nothing about this. Day 11, I appreciate it, babe. All right. A lot of potential that it could be wasted or not. Let's see where the 115 might even go a little slower than that. 109. All right, cool. That works. All right, where do I want to go with this? I said that I wanted to start with bass, but I think I am going to switch it up. I think we're going to start with guitar. But I think I am going to change the standard. I do think I'm going to change the amp sound tonight. Much as I love that for like distorted stuff. Yeah. That I don't. I actually do kind of like that. It's the 57 custom twin amp. Exactly, a little bit of a cleaner. Yeah, I like this. I think this is actually going to be my winner. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I don't know if that'll loop well. Well, yeah, something about that didn't work out rhythm-wise, but no, I feel like this has got potential, Tiston. I agree. Yeah, naming the song right, I think, makes a difference. Yeah, and I am going to almost definitely re-record this part. Hey there, Brass Bit. And I like that. Okay. Okay, babe. I like that. Okay, so. Okay, there we go. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, no, I think this is the verse. I like the verse a lot. And then the pre-chorus. No, it's okay, that's not bad. No, I don't like that, but I'm close, I think. Okay, that's pretty good, actually. No, it would be. Okay, so B. Okay, I think that's all of the pieces. Now I just gotta form them into a chord structure. All right, so let's do that. Let's start with 1. Actually, I don't know if that's what I want to start with. I think I may want to start with the thing that I just ended on here as the intro. So 5. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and verse. And we'll go through it twice this time because this has got enough room for some narrative. Verse 2. Only once through this time. Section. It's a real quick one. And then chorus. One more time. I think it's just breaking the 3-minute barrier, which will make it the longest song of the month thus far too. All right. Lay down some drums. Keep it a real basic drum beat, I think, too. All right, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to get this guitar 1A. And I'm going to, for the sake of this, we are going to turn off the click. I'm going to make sure this goes back to 1 bar. And we're going to pick it up from the top. Re-record what I originally did in segments there. Preferably as much as I can as one piece. In guitar tone there, because I can definitely hear that there is one. Got that at 8, 7, and 6, 8, 7, 6, 5. So let's go to this amp and change it to about the same. 8. Yeah, bring that up to a 7. That up to a 6. That's at a 5. That's where I already was. Yeah, I'm actually going to turn the presence up. All right, cool. I think that we're getting somewhere. Okay, that's right. We got to start with that. I do think I'm going to turn the click track back on, just for those sections especially. Come in with the double, yeah. Okay, yeah. I was like, okay, what's the chord change there? Yeah, I can actually do that. Yeah, there's only one major punch in there. I'm not remotely mad at that. Let's hear how that sounds. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So let's hear how we can second guitar. Maybe as simple as doing the power chords. I think that'll make it sound nice. somewhere in there if I want any sort of, yeah, we'll see. recording over the guitar too, which we shouldn't be because it's not armed. But let's try that again. There's no. Oh, okay. I think I see why this has to be hit to play. Like, dude, yeah, don't record over that. Idea, just gotta play it right. All right, let's do from the top then. Kick back in here because I'm so much of that basic beginning part is fine. Bass carrying most of the melody works so well here. Yeah, glad you're digging it. Yeah, and very key that the first verse and the first pre-chorus it doesn't start carrying it until verse 2. Like early in the song here, it's doing the exact same thing as the guitars. It doesn't start making movement happen until about chorus 1. And that's kind of the point. is it builds. It gives the listener something a little more. I was grooving there too. I was liking that, so I don't want to lose most of that, so I'm going to probably punch in on that. Yeah. I could hear what I wanted to do. My fingers just didn't do it, so we're gonna punch in from there. Going to be mostly a matter of, again, not screwing it up with the lyrics, but I do think that the title itself lends itself to some potentially good lyrics, and hopefully I don't drop the ball on that. That's all. I think that was actually a decent little punch-in. Yeah, can't even tell there's a punch in there. Yeah, I think we got a winner here. I think that's all of the music, actually. At least for how I've been doing it through Jamuary, where I haven't really been doing any keyboards at all. So it's a letter to my teenage self. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull this up. We're definitely deleting that session because we don't need it. We are less than an hour into this. It's 50 minutes into it and the music's done. I like that quite a bit, actually. That's what we would call a good start. All right, session. Oh, I may not have, there may be a very important piece of this that I haven't done. I don't think I exported the file. Oh, I did, actually. Well, that might have worked out okay. I thought, oh, I don't know that I exported that, but I think I did. All right. Well, in that case, if that's the case here, which it looks like it may be, then I can export all of it, import all of it into here, start writing a song. I don't see the bass. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong damn song. I'm like, why? Wait a minute. No, that's I Get Bad. That's yesterday's. That is yesterday's. We don't need that. Okay, so I'm standing by what I'm saying. I don't think I exported. Yeah, I didn't export any of the audio. So now we're gonna go back into Ableton. Song speed run 2 if we're lucky. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. That'd be nice. I'm ready for a nice, good, early, not a nap, but an early bedtime and getting some sleep and getting recharged, because Jamuary is a slug normally anyway, but with 2 jobs too, it adds up quick. Yeah, honestly saying we have classes tomorrow. There you go. So you don't have to stick around for the whole thing either, of course, but I'd appreciate when you decide to stick around. but it is never 100% mandatory. All right. All right, we're exporting it now. And while that's exporting, I can go ahead and pull the lyric sheet, start writing the title and all that. We got 1/11/2026. All right. Yeah, no, if you normally end up going to sleep around 10, you should have some time to spare. Yeah, but you started early today, so consider how fast it's going. I think it might, yeah, there you go, see? Might work out well. I don't feel like I'm not going to test the lyrics too much. If the lyrics do turn out terrible, there is nothing that says I cannot redo them. But I am still going to attempt to get it right the first time. Having said that, that is the plan, to get it right the first time and not have to do any reworking of it. Okay, letter to my teenage self. We're going to import the files. Where are they? Okay. Oh no, that causes it to crash. Good job. Delete. Open it back up. Import. There we go. Let's get the correct day now. There we go. It's everything except, no, we don't need that. Don't want or need that one. No, all the rest of them. Import all the rest. There you go. Bass and guitar 1. Actually, we don't want guitar 1. We want guitar 1A. Guitar 1 would be the one that was built with loops. All right, here goes nada. I'm gonna write some lyrics. Structure's gonna be not much different than what it has been. First one starts here. But we have a second verse that comes in here. go back to the pre-chorus here. Actually, let's go back to the chorus after all. Chorus. Let's see what we can do about that. Here we go. Okay, let's get that vocal one, delete this track here, save this track here, and start it. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. I can do a little better, I think. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Alright, so let's do all the choruses here. You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. All right, let's do harmony vocals for each of those. You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my... You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Where do I want to go with that? I don't know. You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. No, I don't like that. You'll make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. Say that in a letter to my teenage self. Yeah, teenage self. I kind of want to go low there. You make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Yes, I'm going to go teen. Yeah, I was unsure on that last note, so I got to do better. You make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. I went a little too low there, I think. It doesn't sound bad, but I'm not going to redo that whole damn thing over again, though, but I am going to do that last line. Everything up until the last line I like. You dumb, I'd say that in a letter to my teenage... There's what I need to do. I'd say that in a letter to my teen... I'd say that in a letter to my teenage... Yes, okay, do that better. I'd say... I'd say that in a letter to my teenage... I went low. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. I think that was it. Okay, can still do it a little better, but I think that's the right idea. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage... I'd say that in a letter to my... Letter to... I think that might be... Say that in a letter to... Okay, that is a harmony. Okay. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Because I was thinking I might have been going unison into certain notes, but I think that works. I like that. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Yeah, I'm still struggling with that last line. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. That was it. That was it. Twice more. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Oh, I do it with... That time I changed it. I changed it for the next to last chorus. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Okay. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. That sounds nice in that context, I think. Yeah, we got that. That's a win. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. All right. And we get this. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. All right, cool. Let's not ruin the rest of the lyrics. Two more verses. Okay, so, oh no, actually it's three verses. Three verses. They're short verses. 3 verses, 2 pre-choruses, and a short break, and we're done. And we're an hour and 12 minutes into this. think I got a pre-chorus coming together. So I'd keep it simple. I wouldn't say too much in fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. So I'd keep it simple. So I'd keep it simple. I wouldn't say too much in fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. So I'd keep it simple. Wouldn't say too much in fear that I'd find a way to mess Okay, we're going to start with that. If something happened and I found a way to take some words of mine and send them back in time. Okay. If something if something happened and I found a way to take some words of mine and send them back in time, while it might be tempting, I think I'd refrain, because at the end of the day, he turned out okay. To take them dark to mine. I'm going to do that. I'm going to come in with the low vocal. To take some words of mine and send them back in time. We could do better than that, but that's the right idea. To take some words of mine and send them back in time. To take some words of mine and send them back in time. At the end of the day, he turned out okay. All right. Yeah, I don't hate that. Turned out okay. So I'd keep it simple. Wouldn't say too much. Fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Two more lines of a verse and pre-chorus and a break, and we're done. We're, geez, hour and a half in. I'm glad you did. At the end of the day, we turned out okay as the hardest hitting. Like, yeah, there you go. Like, dude, there are some stuff like I've made some crappy mistakes where it's like I wish I hadn't done that, but it really is a situation of if you don't make the mistakes that you like, you get the opportunity to go back and change those. Do you end up where you are now? And I guess the question is, are you happy with where you are now? And I am thrilled with where I am now. I'm feel very lucky in that regard. Me personally, where I am at, I'm very very happy to the point where I would be afraid to change anything because I like so much of what my life is at the moment. Like in my personal life, there's other shit that's nuts, but in my personal life, yeah, no, I'm lucky, and I wouldn't change anything in that regard. In fear of, like, there's some truth going into this as far as like you get the opportunity to speak to your younger self, like like the first thought it would be like invest in Google, but again, you change even a little thing, do you end up where you are now? You could have all sorts of like wealth and all of that, but do you have the job that you love? Do you have the wife that you love? Do you have the house that you love? And yeah, I wouldn't want to risk any of that. And I realize I'm in a very lucky spot to be able to say that. right, here we go. Woo. Sure, I have regrets. In this life I've lived, I'd follow the same route. I like how things turned out. Sure, I have regrets. Let's do that. Sure, I have, sure I have regrets. Sure, I have regrets. In this life I've lived, I'd follow the same route. I like how things turned out. Sure, I have regrets. In this life I've lived, I follow the same route. I like how things turned out. So I'd keep it simple. Wouldn't say too much. Fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. I may keep that the same. I think I'm going to do the same pre-chorus. So I'd keep it simple. Which is me keeping it simple. So I'd keep it simple. Wouldn't say too much. Fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. So I'd keep it simple. Wouldn't say too much. Fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. You'll make mistakes. So it should be. So I'd keep it simple. Wouldn't say too much. Fear that I may change the way I sing it a little bit. So I'd keep it simple. I wouldn't say too much and fear that I'd. So I'd keep it simple. I wouldn't say too much in fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. So I'd keep it simple. I wouldn't say too much in fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. So I'd keep it simple. I wouldn't say too much in fear. So I'd keep it simple. I wouldn't say too much in fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. I want to do that. Things up. In fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. That's nice, actually. That worked out really well. And I just gotta move this one back. Alright, and we're going to do just a break section here, which I may or may not add anything. I think, I think that's... I'm gonna keep rolling. That's all I'd say. Yeah, I like that. That's all I'd say. And then that's all I'd say. That's all I'd say. That's all I'd say. I think that'll be good there. That's all I'd say. That's all I'd say. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. I'm gonna do a high harmony, and I think the song's done. Hey, mistakes. I think the harmony kind of is speaking to me immediately there too. You make mistakes. We're gonna go high harmony. I think we're gonna go with a falsetto here. You make mistakes. Honestly, much will never change. You can't in the hand you don't. In a letter to my teenage self. Yeah, song speedrun, mate. Yeah. Hey, mistakes will never change. I think we're gonna do every other for the first half. Make mistakes. You make mistakes. I want to go full voice and I can't quite do it. You make mistakes. Will never change. Hand you down to my teenage. I can't hit that note. I can hear what I want to do. My voice cannot do it. That doesn't sound bad though. The last part did, but that kind of goes without saying. To my teenage self. To my teenage. I can't do it. Letter to my teenage self. I can hear. That's like the letter to my teenage self. I can keep it at that, and that sounds good too. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's hear how it sounds a cappella first of all, and then with music. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. I don't hate that. With the music. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. can get by with a combination of yeah, let me try it first with like full falsetto where I don't belt out at all, and then we'll see how that goes, because I think it might blend in well enough that it's, you know, I tend to like if I can belt it out, but like, let's not do that. Let's aim to actually hit the notes themselves. You make mistakes, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you dealt. Letter to my teenage self. Okay. You make mistakes. You make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. You know what I may do, and I've considered doing this on stuff before, and I don't know that I've done it much, if at all. What if I double... What if I go through and double the falsetto? In theory, that's going to make it sound stronger. And it might come closer to what I'm looking for, and it might sound worse, but I'm going to test it out. Helps to hear the music, though, to where I can know where I'm at and all that. But let's. I think it might be a good call. Yeah, it helps to arm it. Let's call this GC Vox 3B. And do this. You make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you dealt. Letter to my teenage self. Okay. You make mistakes. That might be it. Hate how that sounds. I'm gonna hear it a cappella just to make sure. You make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand. I like it. I actually like that. Letter to my teenage self. And then you make mistakes, and honestly, that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Yeah, I can roll with that. I think the song's done. Which we're an hour and 48 in. Yeah, I think I'm happy enough with it. I'm feeling confident enough to say that that's probably it. That's probably the song. Speed run for the win. Because it also kind of feels like a keeper. Just over 3 minutes, too. By far the longest song this month. By far the longest song this month, because it's over 3 minutes long, and that's the first. But overall, I'd also say it feels like it earns the length. Yeah, world record keeper, any percentage. I like it. That's where, when they called my ET world record like the third most unbreakable record, I don't necessarily agree. Because I made plenty of mistakes in my ET thing. I think it just made it onto the list when Watch Mojo made the list of it. I think it made the list because the thought is, who would want to play ET for 8.5 hours to get a world record? And I'm honestly shocked that my world record has stood the test of time, considering that. Because when you call something unbreakable, the immediate thought is people are going to like set out to prove that wrong. But yet I've had that 2012 is when I think I got that, and it's stood that test of time thus far. So now, even if it ends up if I end up in second place at some point, I will have still kept it for over a decade, which is cool. All right. Let's go. If something happens and I found a way to take some words of mine and send them back in time, while it might be tempting, I think I'd refrain, because at the end of the day, he turned out okay. So I'd keep it simple, wouldn't say too much, in fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. Sure, I have regrets in this life I've lived. I'd follow the same route. I like how things turned out, so I'd keep it simple. I wouldn't say too much, in fear that I'd find a way to mess things up. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you're dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. That's all I'd say. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. You'll make mistakes, and honestly that much will never change. Do what you can with the hand you dealt. I'd say that in a letter to my teenage self. There you go. Completed song. Hour and 54 minutes. Written, recorded, mastered, done. Start to finish. I'm not unhappy with that song. And I'll be back tomorrow. See you later. Thanks, Tiston. Appreciate it. Out we go.